Okay, I'm going to show you how you can look at how much heat your home in London loses, or let's say, put it a different way, how good your home in London is at losing heat. I'm going to show you that by explaining to you how good my home in London is at losing heat. Here is again the Ecotec model of my home. Bay window in front, rear at the back extension. It's the same model as we had before, but for a couple of changes. What I've done is I've just made sure that all the external surfaces are on one layer. So you can see if I go to all the zones here and I pick external walls as a layer and I press F4, then it will isolate just the external walls. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to, as per the methodology I will have explained in the lecture, I'm just going to work out a very simple thing, is the area of each of these walls. And I'm going to multiply that area by the U value of each of those walls. And the product of those two numbers will give me this heat loss coefficient that we're interested in. Okay, so from the visualizer, I'll go back into 3D editor where I can select individual objects. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to select each one in turn, and I'm going to find out one very simple thing, is what's the area of that. You could actually just do this in a very much more basic way, just through 2D drawing, but we have the model, so we may as well use it. To find out the area of that, all I'm going to do is selection information. It will tell me the exposed area 18.8. So with that number, 18.8, I'm going to go back to my Excel. This is a file you'll find also on the Dropbox. And wall by wall, I'm just going to start filling this out. Wall 1 is 18.8. Back we go to Ecotec. Wall 2 is 6.615. Wall 3 is 8.7. 8.7. 6.1. 2, 3, and so on until I get to the end. Okay, so we have a few more numbers filled in here. When you get to the point that you run out of cells, very easy way to do it is just right click over here and just say insert cells, and it will just give you more space. I'm going to need that many more, so I'll keep going again. Into Ecotec, take my wall 2.38, and then the 3 in the front, and 2, 1.2, 6.4, 1.2, and then one more cell I need, and go there, and that's this guy, which is 1.8. Okay, so once you got all the areas, the only thing we want to then do to get to this grey column, which will self-fill out, is to know what the walls are in terms of their U value. Well, just below, if you scroll down, I've given you some typical U values of different constructions. Now, when I bought this home, 2007, there was no insulation anywhere, so I'm going to take this value here, 1.6. All the walls were equally bad, so I'm going to write 1.6, and I'm going to do a little trick here which will help you if the same value repeats. If you just click on the bottom left hand corner, you get a little black square, and if you pull that down, it will also pull down that value with it, which then automatically completes itself, multiplying the area by the U value gives me this heat loss coefficient, and then all of those will auto add up together here as a total heat loss from my walls. Okay, once you've got all the walls, all you got to do is get all the windows and the roof, which is the 3 we're going to do: walls, windows, and roof. So again, windows very easy. I'm going to double click the glass layer to be active, press F4 to isolate it, 3D editor to be able to select it, and one by one I'm going to select all of these, and through selection information I'm just going to register down the the area of those windows. Okay, and that is it. I have completed all the windows, I've completed all the walls, and I've completed the roof. And in each case I put in what I believe to be the U value of those elements when I bought it in 2007. But I will have told you in the lectures all the things I did, so let's see what the effect of those changes were. I'm going to just right click on this tab where it says Giles' Flat 2007. I'm just going to move it, create a copy of that, and move that over there. And this is going to be Giles' apartment in 2014. So what did I do? Well, fairly simple. I improved all the windows, I improved all the walls, and I improved the roof. Actually, I didn't improve all the walls, but I'll show you which windows I did improve. So I'll tell you in the model what happened. Those three windows I wasn't able to change, so they are as was. But this window, all of these, they were all upgraded to double glazing. I dry-lined every wall, which means I insulated every wall along the back. I insulated the roof, insulated the floor. I didn't do anything here because, again, I haven't got around to it. And I didn't do anything on this wall here because, again, it was hard to access and I haven't got around to it. So I've been partially successful in improving my home. Let's see what those improvements actually mean. Well, the first three windows, which are the bay windows, I haven't touched them. But all the other windows, I have double glazed them. So the U value of the double glazing that I've used is 1.4, which is fairly typical. And again, I'm going to drag that number down because it is common to all the other windows that I did. And in terms of the walls, well, I told you I didn't do wall 1, which was the big wall. And I also didn't do the last 4 walls because they were difficult to get to. But all the other walls, I've dramatically improved the U value. What have I improved it to? Well, I estimate I'm probably about 0.6 because I have added 50 mil of insulation internally. And there are 215 solid walls. So let's put 0.6 on every wall, which isn't these ones here, which is those ones. And then once I do that, I also changed my roof dramatically. I put a lot of insulation on the roof, so I'm going to put that down to about 0.3, which is about 100 mil of insulation that went in there. So I've made those very simple changes just to the U values on the windows that I changed. What's the impact? Well, the impact is that now the ability of my apartment to lose heat is dramatically reduced, meaning it's better insulated. And if you express that in terms of this heat loss coefficient, so now I have a heat loss coefficient of about 129. Before I did a heat loss coefficient of 213. I could of course do better. I could either put more insulation on my walls, but then all my walls will become thicker and I'll lose space, so I don't want to do that. Probably my best bet is to insulate the walls that I haven't even touched, or the windows that I haven't touched, and see what that does.